Ready for me?
We are ready.
All right. Well, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I am thrilled to have the opportunity to be here with you to talk about Azamara cruises, especially for those of you that may not be familiar with what makes the Azamara brand so unique. And just to tell you, I'm on my post vacation high. I just got back from an Azamara 10-night Greece intensive cruise with my friends and family. So I am still reliving all my memories and amazing experiences that I had on board. So hopefully I can share a few of them with you this evening. So let's get started. When we talk about Azamara, we talk about changing the way you see and changing the way you cruise. So here's a little intro video to show you a little bit about the Azamara brand. So we're going to go over some of those things that you saw a little bit about in the video. And when we talk about the Azamara brand, we talk about being small ship destination immersion. When Azamara Cruises was introduced 13 years ago, they kind of coined the phrase destination immersion because they were all about spending more time in port, more late nights and more overnights. And, one of the things that Azamara does better than anyone, in one of the biggest difference with sailing on a small ship, is that small ships dock where the big ships can't. And you notice it the most. I was in Greece last week, and I cannot tell you how many of these small Greek islands that I visited that we were the only ship in port. It totally changes the experience when you are in a port of call and there's no big ships in and it's uncrowded. And with those late nights and overnights, we're able to give you a much more relaxed and unrushed experience when you're in port. There's nothing worse than having to go running back to a ship at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because you need to get on before it sails away, and you really haven't had an opportunity to really spend time. So that's something else that Azamara does, is just provide that unrushed experience and the true cultural experiences that we provide. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something that Azamara has been doing and was the leader in and the first one to do, and it's what we call our Oz Amazing Evenings. And they're just an absolutely incredible cultural experience that we provide to all of our Azamara guests. So what makes us unique? When you look at the Azamara itineraries, every itinerary is different. We don't just repeat the same itineraries week after week. Our ships are always moving. You could do back-to-backs over and over again with no repeats in call. And so our itineraries are totally different. And it's usually what brings people to Azamara the first time is because you see a port of call or a country that you really want to spend a lot of time in. And our itineraries are just so unique. The small ships, and we'll talk a little bit about the ships in our fleet and just how small they are. And I mentioned before that we stay longer in port. We have more late night stays and more overnights than any other cruise line. We do a lot of specialty voyages. So whether you want to go to Rio for Carnival or Monaco for the Grand Prix, we have so many different options to experience some really unique specialty voyages. And we're known for what we call our country intensive voyages. And that is when we do, if not all, almost every port of call in one country, so that you can really experience everything that a country has to offer on a cruise ship. And I'll show you some of those. And then our world voyages. We started 2024 was our first world voyage, 155 nights. It went amazing. And we're open. We have 2025 and 2026 world voyages open as well. So what is included with Azamara? And I think that's so important when you're looking at a cruise line and your vacation and the value on what you're spending is what is included. So I'll show you some of the dining venues. We have incredible dining venues and 24-hour room service that's included. And I think one of the most important inclusions that we have is our standard drink package. So beer, wine, and spirits all day, all night, every day of your cruise. Our Amazing events I'm going to tell you about, unlimited self-service laundry, which I personally used to swear I would never do laundry when I was on vacation. But now people want to pack lighter. They're doing longer voyages. And so that ability to go down and throw in a load of laundry and pack lighter is, I think, so much more important than it ever was. And all your tips and gratuities included. So I think when you look at Azamara, you are going to see that it is a tremendous value because of the inclusions, because of the time we spend in port, because of the lack of crowds and just the warm and attentive service that you get on board. So I mentioned our Amazing evenings. These are specially curated events that are available to everyone on the ship. So I'll use mine last week as an example. So we were in Kushidasi, and our Amazing evening took everyone off the ship. It's included, it's complimentary, and they took us to Ephesus, to the theater in Ephesus. So here's a location that's 2,500 years old. And we brought everyone there, and they had the most incredible choral performance that literally just brought tears to your eyes. It was so beautiful. You were sitting in this incredible venue, and we do these all over the world. So whatever cruise you're on, you're going to go have some amazing evening. That's going to be some type of a performance, whether it's a vocal performance, a dance performance, something very cultural and local to that area. So that's something that's unique to Azamara. And I tell you, I walk away after an incredible cruise, but the one thing that will always stay with me is that performance in Ephesus. And Azamara is also known for taking a white night to a whole new level with our iconic white night party. So we always do it when we're tendered or docked in an iconic location. So for instance, this is a picture in Monte Carlo. Ours happened to be in Santorini. And we transform the entire pool deck into this beautiful white party. Everything's draped in white. They bring out the Weber grills. They're grilling steaks and lobster. And it's a food display like nothing you've ever seen. Everyone dresses in white. The band starts playing, everyone starts dancing, and it's just an incredible party that everyone on board the ship enjoys. So I think between our Amazing evening and our white night party, those are just two things that are very exclusive to Azamara and are two things that our guests probably love more than anything else. So when we talk about Azamara, we talk about the night and day difference, because if you've had an opportunity to spend an evening in a port somewhere, whether you're just on whatever kind of vacation you're on, you'll notice that the atmosphere at night is completely different than it is during the day. The other ships have pulled out. Now the locals are coming out. People are sitting out at cafes or tavernas. They're having a drink. They're having a coffee. And now you get to experience the destination like a local. So for us, that ability to just really slow down, spend the evening, and just enjoy the destination really is what we call the night and day difference. So those late nights and overnight stays, when you look at our itineraries, we'll always tell you. So when we say a late night, that means that we're staying past 8 o'clock in the evening, or we're overnighting. Sometimes we're doing a double overnight. We have an itinerary in Australia where we do a double overnight in Sydney for New Year's Eve. So you get to experience New Year's Eve in Sydney, watching the fireworks over the Sydney Harbor and spend 2 nights there. So we have a lot of itineraries like that that give you just that added time in port that you don't traditionally get on a cruise ship. And these are just some images of how our ships are docked in these smaller ports of call that the big ships can't get into. So you can see right there in Monte Carlo, in Trapani, in Valletta, in Bergen, Norway, where you literally can come and go from the ship, and you really can kind of treat it like your own little hotel. So you can go back to the ship, you can do an excursion during the day, you can go back to the ship, freshen up, you can go in the evening, or you can stay out late if you want to go and experience some of the nightlife. So, just that ability for us to get into those smaller ports of call can make all the difference in the world. So I have a couple examples, and they're kind of my favorites. Bordeaux is such a popular destination in France, and the big ships can't dock in Bordeaux. They actually dock out in La Rochelle, which is almost 2 hours away. Our little ships can sail right up the river and dock right in the heart of Bordeaux. So our France intensive itineraries, we either overnight or on the beginning, or we either start in Bordeaux or end in Bordeaux and overnight right in the city. So it's just incredible. And Sevilla in Spain is another example where the big ships dock out in Cadiz. Our ship can sail right up the Guadalquivir River and dock right in the heart of Seville. So just a couple of examples of where having that small ship advantage really makes such a huge difference. And these are our four little, our baby ships, we call them. We have the Journey, the Pursuit, the Quest, and the Onward. Our ships are all identical, which is really great because you don't have to try to pick your cruise based on the ship or what's on that ship. You really pick it based on the destination that you want to go to. We average 700 guests. The Onward, which is the latest ship that we brought into our fleet in 2022, has a few less guests because it has more suites. But aside from that, we have 408 amazing crew members on board and the average of 700 guests on our 4 ships. So when I talk to people that return, and still talking to my own friends and family, when you walk on board an Azamara ship, they have an amazing ability to make you feel like you're coming home. I don't know how they do it, but I will tell you, you will never pass a crew member that does not smile and welcome you. I don't care who they are, from the captain on down, and they just have this ability to make you feel like you come home every time you walk on board. So this is your entryway when you walk into your home. This is our beautiful welcome area. So this is pretty much the first thing you see when you walk on board. It's classic, it's warm, it's welcoming, and I'll give you kind of a look at some of the cabin categories on board. And I'm going to start at the top. We are very big for our suites. We have amazing service in our suites. Our repeat guests absolutely love them. This is our largest suite. This is our World Owner Suite at 603 square feet and 233 square feet veranda that wraps around. This was actually a group of us at our sales meeting doing our own little videos to kind of be able to show what it looks like. But, you've got a separate bedroom, separate living area, 2 bathrooms, absolutely just beautiful, amazing views. And then next down from that is our Club Ocean Suite, which is the exact same layout, just a little bit smaller, but still, again, that large balcony, the separate living area and bedroom area, and just spectacular. Then we have our spa suites. This is actually my personal favorite. I haven't stayed in one, but I think it looks amazing. There's actually 2 of them on board. I know, I don't get those kind of suites. There's actually 2 of them on board. They're right near the spa. But what I love about them, if you see it on our little video there's this beautiful jacuzzi tub with floor to ceiling windows that just looks out. Here, you can see it. right there. And this is actually, they're hard cabins to get, but if you do get them, you will literally love it. So this is our Club Continent suite. This is our entry level suite. I actually was blessed enough to have this last week, so I really did thoroughly enjoy the extra space. And all of our suites come with butler service, unlimited specialty dining, and there's just a whole array of amenities, extra Wi-Fi, and just all kinds of things that come along with it. So this is our entry level Club Continent suite, but we have all different cabin categories really based upon your budget. So we have everything from our suites. We have our verandas, which are beautiful, great balcony. We have ocean view and a few inside. And I have to tell you a funny story because I was talking to someone recently who was on our world cruise for 155 nights in an inside cabin. And I said, "How did you do that?" And I was amazed because she said to me, "The ship was my house." So I had this entire ship, and at night I went to bed in my bedroom. And she said, "I could never have done that any other way." And for her, that was fine. And I was like, I never looked at it that way, but I thought that was incredible that that was how she treated her ship. So I guess there's something for everyone, right? And we have wonderful public space on board. We do have a lounge. Now, our shows are not like the shows you're going to see on the big ships. There's no big Broadway style shows, but we have a wonderful cast on board who does beautiful shows in the evening. One of the requirements on Azamara is that all of our cruise directors and assistant cruise directors can sing. And they actually, our assistant cruise director last week did one of the best shows I've ever seen. I was blown away by it. But we have guest lecturers come on board. We have guest performers from the local area. So we have our cabaret lounge. We have the living room. This is the night area. So this is where a band plays every night, a DJ plays until late in the evening. We have food available, wonderful bar service. So living room is definitely the happening spot. And then we have the den, which is our piano bar. Fabulous piano players, sing-alongs, great time in the den. So believe it or not, on a small ship, we do have a great nightlife and lots to do in the evening. So as far as entertainment, I mentioned what we have in our cabaret lounge. We have an amazing fitness center, and I think for the size of the ship we have a large fitness center. We have fitness classes on board. We also have a beautiful spa that has all of the best spa treatments, a hair salon and nail salon. So lots to do as far as entertainment and wellness goes. So I mentioned our 4 ships. And I said they were all identical, but I'm going to give you one little caveat to that. Our 3 original ships have what we call the drawing room, which is beautiful. It's peaceful. There's soft piano music playing. There's people take out books and read their emails. And it's just a really beautiful, quiet area. But we have one ship, the Onward, our newest ship, that they created this Atlas bar. So they took that same space and created the Atlas bar from it, where they have craft cocktails and tapas, and it's incredibly popular. In fact, so popular that we've taken those same drink menus and we have them available in the living room and den on the other ships. But so far, the Onward's the only one that has that Atlas bar, but just another great spot. So dining's always a big topic in cruising. I think when a lot of people go on a cruise, they just look forward to what's the food going to be like? What are my dining options going to be? So on Azamara, we have Discoveries is our main dining room. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But what I love about it is there's no assigned dining times. There's no assigned dining tables. It's open dining. You go up at your leisure. There's a wonderful bar outside of Discovery. So if you want to meet up with friends and have a drink and go into dinner together, there's no formal nights. There's no dressing up. There's no jackets required. It's country club casual. So it's so comfortable. So Discoveries is wonderful. Menu changes every night, but then they also have all of the standbys that people tend to love that are available every night, with a change of theme every night as well. Then we have two specialty restaurants, Prime C and Aquilina. Now, our suite guests have unlimited complimentary access to our two specialty restaurants. For the other guests that are not in a suite, it's $49.95 a night per person, but I will tell you it's well worth it. Prime C is our steakhouse, Aquilina is our Mediterranean restaurant. Both are fabulous, but I will tell you, most people will walk away and say, I ate in the dining room every night and can't imagine having anything better. So, wonderful options. Mosaic Cafe is our coffee shop. And I do have to say, they make some of the best coffee I have ever had, and there's always snacks available. Windows Cafe is our buffet restaurant, and it's not your traditional buffet restaurant. So it's buffet, breakfast and lunch, and in the evening every night it's a different nationality. So one night it might be Indian, one night's Thai, one night's British. Every night has a different theme. So it's very, very authentic food, served buffet style. And then the patio, which is just outside of Windows Cafe near the pool. During the day for lunch, it's sandwiches and hamburgers and all different chicken wings, just all kinds of like light food. And then in the evening, they cover the tables, the menus come out, the waiters come out, and it's another dining option. So lots of great places to eat, as well as incredible 24-hour room service. Yes, I thought I'd tempt you. You probably already had dinner, so I'm not going to make you hungry. But the food on Azamara is incredible. We talk so much about the destinations, which I think we do fabulous, but the dining, you will not be disappointed. And what better view is this than sitting out on your veranda and having breakfast served to you every morning if you wish, and all that, of course, is included. So we'll talk a little bit about land experiences that you can do in addition to your cruise. So, a lot of times when somebody goes somewhere, they don't just want to do the cruise. They want to do some kind of land in addition to it. So we have many different options, and I'll just kind of review them sort of quickly. One is what we call our Amazing Journeys. So this is where you want to do more than just a pre or a post. You want to spend time in a city. And so we have Amazing Journeys anywhere from 3 to 6 nights, where you'll stay in a beautiful 4 to 5-star hotels, a castle, a boutique inn, a luxury lounge, small groups, 12 to 24 guests. You'll have meals and a tour and, all these different inclusions. So if you want to add on something in addition to your cruise, make sure you're asking about what kind of land options are available. We do partner with a company called Mikado Safaris for our Africa cruises. I personally probably would not go all the way to Africa to just do a cruise and not do something on land, because I think that's just such an important part of the Africa experience. And Mikado is a luxury supplier of land and safaris in Africa. So we have many different options. Whether you just want to do like Cape Town and do the wineries, whether you want to do Victoria Falls, whether you want to do game drives. So there's so many different options. If Africa's on your bucket list and you want to do both cruise and land together. See, like me, this is just what I want. This is on my bucket list. I have not done Africa yet. I'm still trying to convince my husband to take that flight. But if we do, this is totally how I picture it. And this is just one of the packages that we have available, the Wild Wonders of the World, which is Victoria Falls and a Botswana safari. So you can add another 5 days, 5 nights and 6 days on to your South Africa cruise. But I have to tell you, one of my favorite partnerships that we have is with a company called Perry Golf. I have a husband who's a big golfer and a lot of friends who are big golfers. And I know a lot of times when people talk about doing a golf trip, it's usually the guys going on a golf trip and, we stay at home. What I love about Perry Golf is that everyone is taken care of. So the golfers have everything, the non-golfers have everything, and for the golfers, they can golf in some of the most iconic golf courses in the world. So we Perry Golf is they provide luxury golf vacations all over the world, but with us they call it gangway to gangway. So they deliver your golf clubs to the courses. They set up all your starting times, your caddies, your carts, your pairings. They organize social events. And then they bring their own staff on board and ashore to take care of our golfers. When I talk to people that come back from a Perry Golf departure, they are truly just blown away by the service that Perry Golf provides from beginning to end. So I mentioned a few of those, but what I love is that the non-golfer also is welcome to all of the social events. So they have welcome and cocktail parties on board the ship, other social events for the entire group. They do tournaments. They, have fun prizes and stuff like that. They provide lunch every day, drinks. They just absolutely do a fabulous job. And I think it's really hard to find a vacation where especially if one person wants to golf and the other does not, that you can find one vacation that is going to take care of everyone. Because I know if my husband was golfing, I would be perfectly happy going shopping or on a shore excursion or to the spa and happily welcome him back to the ship with a cocktail hour. So I think Perry Golf is a wonderful option. So I mentioned before some of our unique itineraries, and I'm going to show you a few of them. And again, we literally have so many, I couldn't do it in an evening. But here's a little bit about our itineraries.
Get ready to sail into a world of European wonders with Azamara Cruises. Discover our new 2025 sailings with 73 just released itineraries from Greenland to the Faroe Islands and 13 brand new ports. Azamara will take you on a journey through remote destinations that larger ships can't access. And with our double night stays, you'll have more time to experience everything you want. Azamara Cruises, change the way you see.
So I mentioned before our intensive itineraries, our country intensives. I have so many people that I talk to that want to do Italy, but they don't think a cruise is the way to do Italy because so much is in the interior. Take a look at what this itinerary covers. You literally do the entire coast of Italy. And you spend time there. You get to dock or spend time. You tender both in Sorrento and Amalfi, where you can never get to with a big ship. You usually have to dock in Naples and do excursions and still never be able to see that much of it. Plus, this goes to Montenegro. So we have so many different versions of our Italy intensive from 7 nights up to longer. So if Italy is somewhere that you want to go and really spend some quality time, you can do it on a cruise, unpack once, and still get an opportunity to see so much of the country. Ireland. Ireland is another one that just so many people, and this is showing a 2024, but we have all the way through 2025 and 2026. But what I love about these is the amount of time. So in the beginning on this itinerary, we overnight in Dublin and we overnight in Belfast, which I think is just so cool because you just start out your vacation so slow and get to ease into it and really spend time in two of the most popular destinations that people go to Ireland for. Now, many of our Ireland departures also are Perry Golf departures. So there's so many different options to golf in some incredible spots in Ireland on both our Ireland and our Scotland intensives. So this is another one you can just see, this goes from Southampton to Dublin and really just covers the coast of Scotland. So this is fabulous. And again, this particular one is a Perry Golf departure. So typically on a 12-night cruise, you're going to do 3 to 4, maybe 5 rounds of golf if you add the Perry Golf package. This is several of our itineraries also have an excursion to go to the military tattoo, which I know for so many people is a bucket list and just an absolutely spectacular experience. So if you're interested in Scotland, you can golf, you can go to the military tattoo, and just have so many options. I mentioned before the Monaco Grand Prix is one of our specialty voyages. So the way it works with the Monaco Grand Prix is that it's actually treated as an excursion. So you'd actually buy the tickets to the Monaco Grand Prix, but there's many people that do this itinerary just because it's such a great itinerary, even if they have no interest in going to the Grand Prix itself. So if we have two options, so we always do a short and then we do a longer itinerary with two of our ships in Monaco. And then the Carnival in Rio. This is another bucket list for a lot of people that want to do South America. They want to do it in time to be there for Carnival. So this is a wonderful opportunity to see South America. Again, yes, this is a relatively long itinerary, but we have so many different options if you want something, or if you want something longer, anywhere from our 5-night, which I showed you in Monaco, all the way up to our world cruises. This particular itinerary actually takes you 900 miles inland. So this is another example of where our small ships can take you into destinations that so many can't. So people ask me all the time, what is our most popular itinerary? And every year it is Japan. Japan is one of our top selling cruises. We have so many different options in length, but I think what people love about doing Japan on a cruise is that it can be a little bit intimidating. It's very different culturally. The food is different. The language is different. And people love the fact that they can go spend the day, even into the evening, enjoy the culture, and come back to the ship where everyone speaks their language and there's food that they recognize. So they get the best of both worlds. They get that true, authentic Japan experience, but then they come back to the comfort of the ship. All of our itineraries in Japan also include a stop in Busan in South Korea. So it's an opportunity to see South Korea, which I think a lot of people are interested in, but would not necessarily go just to go to South Korea. But here you can see that. And we also, in 2025, will be in Japan for the Osaka World Expo. So just another one of those kind of specialty events happening in conjunction with our cruises. And we haven't released them for sale yet. We're very close to, we're going to have 3 voyages in 3 different parts of the world for the solar eclipse in 2026. So, there was such huge interest in the eclipse this year, more than I ever remember seeing in my lifetime. But I think this is on a lot of people's radar for 2026. So I'm hoping we're going to be releasing these in the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. So if it's something you're interested in, make sure you're talking to your advisor and finding out what the options are to see the solar eclipse. And I mentioned our South Africa and our Perry Gulf. So not only can you do South Africa and add a Mikado safari, you can also do it in Gulf in South Africa as well. So tons of different options. Australia, New Zealand, we do Australia by itself. We do Australia with New Zealand. We do New Zealand by itself. I will tell you personally, I went to Australia and didn't do New Zealand, and I could kick myself because it's a very long way to go. So if you're going to go, I always say, go and do it all. But there's so many different options and tons of great overnights. And as I mentioned, we even do it in Sydney for New Year's Eve. We do have our 2026 World Cruise open right now. If anybody is looking at doing 155 nights. But what's great about it is that if you're not ready to do a world cruise, you can also just do segments of a world cruise. So some people build up. They don't necessarily start out at a world cruise, but they'll do a couple segments, add another segment the next year, and eventually build up to a world cruise. but there's a lot of value in it. The inclusions we offer are more than $22,000, $7,000 in onboard credit, air credit of $4,000. We cover your pre-stay and your transfers. We give you a luggage reimbursement. So lots of great options. If you get to the point when you are looking at World Cruise, I hope you will take a look at ours. So that's just honestly a very small taste of the itineraries that we offer. We truly sail the entire world. We're not a huge Caribbean cruise line, but in the winter we do have several ships that are over in the US. This year we have a ship coming down the coast of the US doing Canada, New England, down doing coastal US and ending in the Caribbean. The Canada, New England itineraries are so cool, and we're doing them again in 2025. So we do have some ships that are a little closer to home. If you're not looking to do big travel, long destinations, we do have things right here in our home markets as well. So just to give a quick review of some of the offers that we always have an early booking bonus. So we never want people to feel like if they're booking far out, they're not getting the best deal. They have to wait. They have to wait till they get closer in. When we're looking at like usually a year and a half more out, we'll give you an early booking bonus, which is an automatic 20% off the fare. We'll give you free Wi-Fi, shipboard credit, upgraded to a premium beverage package. So it's always a great value. So don't ever worry that you're booking too far out and you're not getting the best deal. But of course, there's always going to be promotions going on for some of the closer in. Right now, actually, I'm trying to think of the date, but coming up till August 21st, we have our promotion going on, our summer promo, where we're giving our Experience More Essentials package. So it's a $300 credit for shore excursions, Wi-Fi for one device, and an upgraded beverage package for two, or $1,000 towards your airfare if you book the Azamara Air promotion. And for everyone that's tuning in tonight, whether you're watching us streaming or live, we do have a special onboard credit offer just through cruise.com that will go through September 5th. So if you book a suite, you'll get an additional $500 shipboard credit, $400 for a veranda, and $300 for an ocean view. And that's on top of whatever promotion is currently going on. So that's a really, really good promotion and exclusive right now for cruise.com. So with that is my bit about what makes Azamara unique, some of the places that we go, and really a bit about what makes us so special, which truly is our destination immersion, our cultural events, and our amazing crew and service on board our ships.
Thank you so much, Lori. I was looking at that 25-day itinerary in Rio. That looks insane in the best way possible. Because
I
if
know.
you've
I
never
can't
been
wait
to
till I
South
can take a
America,
25-day vacation. I have to tell you, I just took 14 days and that was the longest vacation I ever took. So I cannot wait till I can do that.
and the inclusions, because once you said that in the beginning where your drinks are included, so you don't have to purchase a drink package for your stay, which is amazing. Beer, wine, and spirits, and then on top of that, you also have your laundry. So when you do take those long itineraries on these ships, you have the peace of mind that that's one more thing you don't have to do. Um,
Absolutely. And your tips and gratuities,
and
like
tips and gratuities
that,
included.
there's so
Amazing.
much value. And those are promotions. That's what we have every day, all day.
hmm If anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. I did put the link in the Facebook, so if you guys have any questions you want to ask live while you do have Lori here, now's the best time to ask them. And any questions that you have if you want to on going to your next on going on an Azamara cruise, or if you have one coming up rather. I have yet to go. I really like the Japan itinerary where you stop
Uh,
in South Korea. That just looks great. And I agree with you Once you're on that side of the country, or once you're on the side of the world, just do everything. Just
Right.
do do as
Go. If
much as
you're
you
gonna
can.
go,
Experience as
go.
much as you can. And on these ships where you're just going to be in so much comfort, take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy it. And, again, there's something to be said about not having to pack and unpack and move and try. There,
Yes.
there, there is a comfort to that, and just a
Hmm.
sense of relaxation that, you can see so much right from the comfort of a ship without having to transfer everywhere, motor coach every day. It's just very relaxing.
Yes, I completely agree. And then the wonderful overnight stays. So if you didn't get enough, if you sailed with another brand and you want to go back and you want to truly experience, even more of a destination, those overnights are amazing. That's a
Yeah.
big selling point for me because I really want to do Italy and some of Spain, and you guys do overnights over there. I'm like, I can't just stay there for 7 or 8 hours. I need to stay there a
No,
little bit
I
longer.
have people tell me that they'll even just get off and they'll rent a car like
Hmm.
near the port and just go, like when they know they don't have to be back or they're overnighting, and
Yeah,
they can just go and explore on their own.
yeah,
It just opens up so many more options.
completely agree. But that is our presentation for the evening. If there are no more questions, I do want to share one more time our deal for the evening. This is combinable with their other promotions, our exclusive cruise.com deal of the night. Um, if you could go back to that screen, sorry, Lori.
Of course.
If you book any Azamara voyage, you're going to get $500 onboard credit for a suite, $400 for a veranda, and $300 for an ocean view. So call your travel agent today. You can call us at 866-468-9508. And our lovely cruise.com travel agents would love to book you on your next Azamara voyage. But with that, thank you, Lori, for the amazing presentation tonight. And thank you to everyone who came and learned something about Azamara Cruises this evening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, you as well. Bye.
Bye.